The senior American military commander in Africa has indicated that U.S. soldiers may soon be based again in Somalia. General Stephen Townsend, head of AFRICOM, spoke at a conference hosted by the Center for Strategic Studies in Washington on Tuesday. He recently made headlines by saying that terrorism is spreading like wildfire across Africa.
AFRICOM's assessment is that the spread of terrorism has continued relatively unabated in the Sahel.
He again stated that he is worried about it traveling to other areas in Africa. Townsend acknowledged that his office has been working on options for President Joe Biden's administration. They include changes to policies enacted by his predecessor, Donald Trump.
The U.S. Department of Defense is undertaking what's called a global posture review, the purpose of which is to ensure that our force posture around the world is aligned appropriately with our national defense strategy. That's the purpose of it. And so I've been communicating back and forth with my civilian leaders in the Department of Defense, the Secretary of Defense, and giving him options. And I think we'll keep those options right where they should be in private communications with the Secretary of Defense, so our civilian leaders have the opportunity to make their decisions. These decisions, we're still awaiting these decisions. I would say, though, that there's really no denying that our repositioning, fairly sudden repositioning out of Somalia earlier this year, has introduced new layers of risk and complexity to our mission there. So what we're trying to do is manage that risk and complexity as we still try to help our African partners with their security challenges with Shabaab, an arm of Al-Qaeda, the world's largest, best financed, most active, kinetically active arm of Al-Qaeda. So we see threats there to African stability. We see threats in Somalia to regional stability, and we even see threats, potential threats there to the U.S. homeland.
Townsend compared the current situation for U.S. forces to someone with an office job.
Right now, we're commuting back and forth to work. I think that, as I mentioned before, layers of complexity and risk with that. Or we're engaging with our partners virtually, and probably as Hervé will share with you, my belief is that the best way to engage with partners is side by side and face to face, shoulder to shoulder. So it's much more difficult to do that, and we have limited opportunities to do that when we fly in and fly out to do training and advising.
Townsend was backed up in his assessment of needing increased engagement in Somalia by his European Union counterpart.
Why are we needed in Somalia? First, because we are welcome there and invited by the Somalian government. Secondly, the war is far to be over, and they need some help to make that journey to the autonomy of the security and armed forces, and that's where we can really help them to grow.
General Blajan gave a very personal account of the danger posed by Al-Shabaab.
I would say at this stage, Al-Shabaab still enjoys a lot of freedom of action on the territory. When I was there 1 month ago, there has been 2 suicide bombing not very far away from where I was staying. So you can really feel the atmospheric of the insecurity there. And the problem with the design of at the present time of the AMISOM mandate and the help to Somalian is that each time they have a tactical success, they will position and hold the fort there. And so more they are progressing, less mobility they are having. And so we have to help the Somalian armed forces to get that mobility to fight against Al-Shabaab, which is very mobile.
Many analysts see AMISOM's weakness as taking control of territory and then not having any forces to occupy it, thus inviting Al-Shabaab to take the area back again.
Flintlock 2020 was a fantastic exercise. We had more.
Townsend spoke about American priorities in putting African partners first and then tending to the needs of European partners in Africa.
Our view of these exercises is it's one of the best ways to bring allies and partners together.
He pointed to the recent training exercise, Operation Flintlock, as a commitment to engaging as many allies as possible.
A coalition of willing and the like-minded.
Lejean lamented that some countries were too busy fighting terror at home to come to Mauritania to participate in the exercises.
When I'm seeing in Mali, Central African or Somalia, it's very difficult for these countries to take part of this exercise or to hold exercises in their country, because what they need at the present time is to fight against terrorism.
A decision on redeployment of U.S. forces could come at any time. ADN TV will continue to report on security developments in Somalia and across the African continent.